YouTube, what is going on? Back in my latest video. Today I just want to go through my top 10 favorite anime pops in my Funko Pop collection. So these aren't necessarily my top 10 most expensive or top 10 best molds of all time, just my top 10 favorite in my personal collection. So definitely gonna be some bias and nostalgia attached to it, but still want to share my list with you guys and let you know what I think are really good anime pops that have been created by Funko. So let's get right into it and get my thoughts. Here we go.
Listen, been in the game for a minute, clocking in because it's time to get down to business. Starting is a habit, on me I'm good at it. Asking around town, I'm known as the Popsavage.
Alright guys, before we get into this video, please smash that like button down below. Let me know you guys are enjoying these videos, and as always, if you're new to this channel, welcome. Hit subscribe button down below as well so you're updated to my most recent content, and hit that bell notification so you're alerted as soon as I post a new video. So like I said, I just want to give you guys my top 10 favorite anime pops in my collection. For those that don't know, I'm a huge anime fan and collector. I know you guys can only see this wall behind me in my videos, but directly opposite of me is all of my anime pops, and I don't really highlight them so much. I just want to kind of highlight them today and give them their flowers that they deserve. So two quick honorable mentions in the collection. Like I said, it's going to be some nostalgia attached to it, and also just some pops I think need to get more credit for how they translate the Funko Pop form, and this is one of them, Emperor Pilaf. I just think this is a really cool one. Not really the most popular Dragon Ball Z character or Dragon Ball character at all, but I just think he turned out really well in Funko Pop form. Not a character I cared so much about. You know, he's definitely some comedic relief in the show, but every time I saw this pop, for some reason I just had to have it. I think the colors are done well. The character just in general just translated well to Funko Pop form. So just kind of had to highlight this pop. I think it's a good pop overall, and one that not too many people talk about. This was a GameStop exclusive, but really cool pop in general. And then one other honorable mention, I have this Bakugo San Diego Comic-Con pop. Really dope pop. A lot of people will probably have this in their top 10, and I just barely missed the cut for me. This probably would be 11th that we had to put it in there, but really cool pop. The mold's really dope. I think they did two different versions of this one, so that's kind of what makes it less interesting to me. But overall, really great execution, and nothing bad to say about this pop at all. So let's get right into that top 10. Alright guys, so at number 10, a pop I just thought was a really good idea. Didn't think Funko would ever do this, and I just thought it was a funny pop. In general, we have Dead Yamcha from Dragon Ball Z. So I think this is the first meme pop that Funko ever made. This came back out in 2018. I think since we've got a few memes out there, the Spider-Man one, the Everything is Fine with the fire burning dog one. But this one I think was the first, correct me if I'm wrong, but just a very funny pop for those of the Dragon Ball Z fans. You already know the moment where Yamcha's always dying, and you know, they just immortalized it in Funko Pop form. That was a really cool one. You know, definitely we don't have too many horizontal pops like this where he's laying out, but a pretty cool one. Definitely one that as soon as I saw it, I had to have it as a fan of the show. And I think they executed pretty well. I think in general it's a really cool collector's piece, and definitely one that had to sneak its way into the top 10 for me. Alright guys, so at number 9, that Bakugo pop didn't make it, and that's because I thought that I liked this pop a little bit better in the collection, and that's the Bazmaru Bakugo. So I wanted to throw something in there from this My Hero Hello Kitty collaboration, just because I think it was a really well executed idea. I think this is the best of all of them. It's the one that kind of seemed the most natural as far as a fit for the characters in the collection. The other ones just kind of are the characters with the costume of the My Hero Academia characters, but this one seems like it kind of was a seamless transition. It fits very well, and I'm a fan of penguins, and Bazmaru reminds me of Penguin. I don't know if that's what he really is, but very cool looking pop to me. I just think this collaboration was so underrated, and I'm surprised many more people didn't like it. Obviously I know it's Hello Kitty, but it's still a really cool collaboration. I think it'd be cool if Funko did more of these kind of things, and once it made sense. I know I kind of talked trash about that Jeffrey Harry Potter collab earlier this week on Instagram. That one didn't make so much sense to me, but this one does, and I think it's a really cool thing. Hopefully see more in the future, but this Bazmaru definitely cracks the list at number 9 for me. Alright guys, so up next, number 8. This is a pop that makes the list almost purely on nostalgia, and I think the pop's pretty cool looking as well, but we have Toonami Tom. Very cool pop. If you grew up in the 90s, this was kind of the host and the person who introduced you to anime. You know, he pretty much introduced all of the shows that were coming on. I just remember growing up watching Cartoon Network and seeing so many different versions of Tom, you know, over the years. and just a cool pop in general. Not a pop I ever thought we would really get. It's not a really popular pop either. I don't think it's sold out very quickly, and I don't think it's much value at all. But this pop is just one of those things that kind of speaks to why I collect Funko Pops, is just kind of reliving my childhood and still doing it as an adult today, and you know, collecting those things that remind me of the good times. And definitely Tom fits in that list at number 8 for me. Alright guys, so at number 7, probably the newest pop in this list, and I think it's a really cool one, and I think they did a really good job in general with this, and that is Alika from Hunter x Hunter. So I just think this pop in general was a extremely well thought out thing by Funko. I am not the biggest chase fan at all. I know people love chases, but I love chases that make sense, where there's actually a reason to have the chase, and Alika definitely had a reason. If you have not seen the show yet, I guess won't spoil it, but there's the regular version right there on the side where she doesn't have a smile at all, and then on the chase she has a smile, which I know a lot of people who weren't fans of the show thought it was a lazy chase, but for fans of the show, I think most people who are fans of the show thought this was a really cool pop, and I definitely agree with those. Very well executed concept. I hope Funko does more meaningful chases in the future, and that would make it make me care about chases more, but this one definitely cracks the list. I think it's the only chase I have on this list. But number 7, the Alika pop from Hunter x Hunter was definitely a great piece Funko made. Alright guys, so at number 6, just barely missing out on the top 5. This is a pop I think is great just purely for the mold. Not really a character I care too much about, but we have Nejiri Hado from My Hero Academia. A really, really cool pop. It was from 2021 San Diego Comic-Con? No, Emerald City Comic-Con. Very cool pop. The mold is so great on this one that it became fragile. This pop was notoriously known for breaking when it first released, and I just think in general this pop is shows what Funko is capable of doing with a $15 figure. There's a lot of detail on this one, you know, with all the different you know, pieces, the hair, you know, showing off her powers. All things considered, I think they really nailed it and knocked it out of the ballpark with this one. A really cool character, but this pop honestly made me like the character a little bit more. And just in general, I think it's one of the best, if not the best mold for My Hero Academia of all time. There's other ones that are cooler characters, but I think they nailed this one down and got it really well done in Funko Pop form. Alright guys, we're into the top 5. I think the next 3 pops I have in the list just because I just like the characters so much, and I think they did it well and did the character justice. First up, we have Kilowa from Hunter x Hunter. So, very cool character. I know there has been other versions of Kilowa out there. This is the only one I have in my collection. I think they've been doing other ones that are pretty similar to this one. They had like a glow-in-the-dark one that just released. You know, I still think this one would be good. You know, when they get it right the first time, I think it's, you know, good enough for me, and I'll just stick with the one I got. But very cool character. If you haven't seen Hunter x Hunter yet, pretty good show. For me, I didn't like the ending, you know, as far as the last arc, but definitely kept me interested throughout. And Kilowa was my favorite character from the show, and definitely an all-time anime character to me. Very cool pop. I like how they got the lightning around him as well, and just in general, I think it's a really well executed Funko Pop. Sometimes simplicity is all you need to make a good figure, and that's kind of what this character and pop speaks to for me. So number 5, we have Kilowa from Hunter x Hunter. Alright guys, so keeping with the lightning theme, another character I really enjoy and think is one of the best characters in anime history. We have Kakashi Lightning Blade from Naruto. So, very cool pop. I think this one also might have a glow-in-the-dark version, correct me if I'm wrong. But this pop did get kind of expensive, and I think that's because a lot of people do like this character as well. And I just think in general it's a really, really dope pop. You know, I think there is actually another Lightning Blade where he actually has it holding down like he's charging it up in the show. But this is the one I have, and like I said, it's a really well executed pop. I think it's definitely a better version than the regular Kakashi. This could have been a chase, but being a store exclusive makes it something that is worth tracking down and hunting for. And happy that I finally got this pop into the collection. Very cool pop, and one of my favorite characters all time for anime. So number 4, we have Kakashi Lightning Blade. Alright guys, since some heavy hitters now, we got the top 3. This pop right here is my all-time favorite anime character. This is probably my favorite version of this character. They've done maybe 4 different variants of him, and this is the hardest one that it was for me to track down, and one that I really enjoy having the collection, and definitely an all-time great for me. We have Super Saiyan Trunks from 2016 to New York City Comic Con. So very cool pop. You know, Trunks is my favorite character. Growing up watching Dragon Ball Z, he was just the coolest character. You know, I have nothing but positive things to say about Trunks. Just the way he was introduced into Dragon Ball Z, the show, was just like a monumental anime history moment. So for those that, you know, were there, I definitely think you get it, even if you don't like the character. I think it was a great way of introducing a character. And Super Saiyan Trunks, 2016 Super Saiyan version, very, very cool, and one of my favorite anime pops in my collection. Alright guys, for those that have watched the channel, they probably already know what the top 2 are, but there's a good reason why, and this number 2 pop is probably, people ask me all the time, what was my favorite pop I ever got into the collection, as far as like the hunt's concerned. This one definitely, I think, is that, and that's why it always remains so high on the list, even though this character is not my favorite, and it just was the hunt for it, and it kind of makes this pop one that will always stay in my collection, and as Master Chaco from 2018 San Diego Comic Con. I think it's 2018, 2017. But very, very cool pop. It's pretty expensive. For those that are new to the channel, I used to do a ton of mystery boxes, and this was always in the mystery boxes for like a top prize, and I would go through every single mystery box hoping to finally get this one, and never would. And the day that I finally got it, it was like a dream come true, and this pop has just been in my collection ever since, and a pop that I really truly do cherish. I enjoy the show. The character is pretty funny on the show as well, and this is just one of my like holy grails in my Funko Pop collection that I hunted for and finally got. So very, very cool pop. You know, I love the sticker as well. The old San Diego Comic Con stickers to me just were slightly better, and just in general, a really dope pop, and will always be high on my list in the collection. And at number 1, guys, you probably already know what this one is if you watched my channel or asked me questions about what my favorite pop in my collection is. This pop's always at, you know, top of the list for me. We have Super Saiyan 2 Gohan from Dragon Ball Z. So a lot of reasons why this pop is my favorite. Kind of from the story that I bought it. This is one of the first and only pops I pre-ordered without knowing who the character, what it was going to look like. This is one of the first pops that Funko implemented, like the lightning and the scratches and all that. Before this pop was released, Funko was pretty basic as far as the molds they did for characters, kind of like the ones in the back. Just pretty basic, no action poses or anything like that. And when I pre-ordered this one, thought I was going to get pretty much the similar design as those, and then when the pictures finally came out for this one, I was blown away, and thought it was probably the best pop that Funko had ever done at that point. And beyond that, when I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan just was, that scene with him and Goku and Cell is probably one of the most iconic anime moments ever for me, and always will have good memories of watching Dragon Ball Z as a kid. And that's why this pop is so highly elevated in my collection. Just the mold, the story behind it, the execution. I think this is one of the best pops Funko has ever done, and will always be one of my favorites in the collection. I know there's also a glow-in-the-dark version of this one. I don't have it, and still, even with that, I think just keeping it simple. Doesn't need the glow. I think the pop just alone in the mold is an amazing one. So number 1 anime pop in my collection, we have the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, or Super Saiyan Gohan. Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, yeah. Super Saiyan 2 Gohan from GameStop. So there you guys have it. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about my list. Let me know in the comment section below what your list is. And if you'd like to see more top 10 videos like this from my collection, let me know in the comment section below. As always, like, comment, share, subscribe if you're new. Check me out on my second channel at Savage Breaks, where I do Pokemon, sport cards, and comic books. And also check me out on my Instagram at ThePopSavage. You can stay connected there as well. Thanks again for watching, guys. Until next time, see you later.